there was a fourth wall here. Salt in my eye! Welcome to MaJaMa's Literary Lockdown Day Who Knows. Famous playwright Oscar Wilde once said, "Writing is like a bowl of soup, and we are here to test that theory."
What theory?
That soup can write!
That's not what that's what he was talking about?
Who knows? 1 year after he said that, he got an ear infection and died!
Man, fuck ears!
Boop, he's ready. Grab the paper. And
What do you guys think?
It's a clump of wet letters.
maybe we should eat it.
Yeah, maybe you should eat it.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
Hold these. Hey, Shorty, take this. Okay, Shorty. Holy, yeah, scene 15, blue number. There.
Welcome again.
Welcome to a very, very exciting episode of MaJaMa Jams today. There must be corn kernels in the fiery underworld because Hellzapoppin. Oh boy, we are excited to be here today for this one. Can you feel the excitement?
Yes.
And you? Man, so Hellzapoppin, as you can see, we got both versions out here on the table. This is not a first time watch, but it gosh darn well might as well feel like one today.
Yes.
Matteo, as per usual, you have brought this into our life. And man, do I have a lot of questions for the Italian today. So why don't we start off with the ever boring synopsis and then get into the factoids behind this entertaining masterpiece.
Yes.
Yes.
So the synopsis is extremely quick. There is a play.
Done. In
Yes.
fact, there is no synopsis. It was a trick question.
Yes, because in theory, Hellzapoppin was started as a stage show in 1938.
Jesus.
If memory serves, 15 skits and a cast of 75 performers. No particular order. Actually, oftentimes, if you would go to see the show, let's say on Monday, on Tuesday would be different, on Wednesday would be different. There was just a scrambling constantly throughout the production. And it's one of the 3 stage plays in the 30s which went over 1,000 performances on that.
So literally never the same order of skits?
No,
Just a
it was
shuffle?
just a completely...
Is that revolutionary?
Yes. And legend has it that the original title was Everything Goes. And when they were on tour, they wound up, I don't remember if it was in Alabama or in Arkansas, one place over there, to play into a local town, a ferry, which was called Hellzapoppin. And they asked if they could actually name their musical, their whatever it is, their show, Hellzapoppin, which of course the city was more than happy to.
The city was called Hellzapoppin?
No, the carnival that they were doing in the city.
Everything goes. Sounds like what Dad used to say before our garage sales. I'm sorry, what was called Hellzapoppin?
This is Hellzapoppin.
So, as we said, very, very difficult to explain the synopsis because it really is.
There was no story whatsoever. in the movie. It's just like in the show. I'm sorry. It's just like a series of gags and jokes. Of course, making a movie, they even which is a movie that breaks the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth wall, and we'll explain why in a second. They also say, "This is Hollywood. We change everything."
It's a picture about Hellzapoppin. It's a great script. Feel how much it weighs.
Listen, buddy, for 3 years we did Hellzapoppin on Broadway, and that's the way we want it on the screen.
This is Hollywood. We change everything here. We got to.
Why?
Listen to the story.
So
The love story is added.
the love story is added and is the most simplistic story. He loves her, she loves him, but there is a third guy. There is a misunderstanding. They think that everybody's in love with the wrong person. So in the movie, everything is around this musical that they are staging for an important producer. If the musical goes fine, the show will be produced. If not, of course, everything will fall apart. So Ole and Johnson, the two protagonists, decide to sabotage the show because of the misunderstanding. But in doing so, they turn it into a success.
Much like Mel Brooks.
The producers. Yes.
How could this happen? I was so careful. I picked the wrong play, the wrong director, the wrong cast. Where did I go right?
So, one of the things I thought was interesting talking about the added love story is that you kind of have your cake and eat it too, because as much as they throw everything out the window and they actually say what in the beginning, any resemblance between a motion picture and Hellzapoppin is fairly coincidental. As much as they stay true to their gimmick, I feel like the musical numbers, the synchronized swimming, and even the love story, albeit incredibly simplistic, are still handled with grace. And I feel like they don't lack as far as if you want it to come to a movie for romance and dance numbers. I feel like they still get it. It's not like they just completely shuffled aside.
Well,
the dance numbers are competent, the songs are there, and yes, it's very meat and potatoes, bare bones, most simplistic love story ever. But I feel like it still works enough. You know,
it's for the purpose of the movie. That is just like.
Hang
yes,
stuff on.
joke. You need the most basic story. And also, considering this is 1941, even the comedies of Laurel and Hardy or Larry Simon or Harold Lloyd, they did have a story. This one doesn't. So it's very hard to just do a hard left to the audience. So you kind of like have to ease them into the absurdity.
Don't ask me how I do it, folks.
It's really difficult to describe, and if anyone watching happens to have not seen this, highly, highly recommended.
Yes.
If even one person discovered this because of this little YouTube video, that would be very rewarding.
Yes.
But just the amount of rapid-fire jokes, and really, I don't, like, you might have different tastes, sight gags or verbal gags, but they really don't fall flat. I mean, if someone came in and perhaps like a younger kid was like, I don't like this style, I could see that. But if you go with the vibe, I feel like they all pretty much hit and they move so that if you don't...
There are only a few reference of the time, Rosebud being one. But in general, that is also impressive, the fact that virtually 95% of the jokes, you get them. You don't need to know exactly anything about the 40s or the 50s. It's just like it works spectacularly well. And it has been inspiration and has been copied endlessly.
May I take your picture?
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Okay, boys. Let's get some pictures.
I want the one of the fucker wolf. Oh, boy, we've got everything but the kitchen sink.
One sink.
Gee whiz, he hit me with everything but the kitchen sink.
Well, don't want to disappoint you, chap.
This seems shockingly shockingly, what year is this? 41.
1941.
This seems very shockingly ahead of its time.
Yes.
And I couldn't even keep track of all the people which had either imitated, ripped off, paid homage, been influenced by. My brain was just like, this. Not only does it seem like so fresh and modern for the time, but like you said, how many people basically did this? Where are we on the timeline? I believe you said in our discussions that there was a Fatty Arbuckle movie, which is the recorded first instance of breaking the fourth wall.
I think that the Fatty Arbuckle was in 1929 or 1928 around.
Okay.
So this is about 12 to 13 years later. Although there was a sort of an education to the audience, mostly with Laurel and Hardy.
Put one hand here, one here, and pull. What happened?
So the idea of just like bringing the audience into the action or the destruction, it was happened throughout the 30s in general.
One might say going all the way back to Shakespearean soliloquies, perhaps if he wanted to nail down the first ever speaking to the audience.
Ooh, soliloquy. Ooh.
I listened in English class for 5 seconds so I could throw that word out in this
Your
thing.
brother doesn't recognize you.
I'm thinking of silly symphonies.
Oh, yes.
The skeleton dance?
Sure.
Oh, just that's the one of
The
many.
name. So the symphony soliloquy.
It's fun to say. Was Hitler in power yet when this came out?
It was...
Oh, that's a that's a better question than I would ask all episodes.
Pretty much, yes. And
Yeah,
in
'cause
fact,
Hitler-
he was part of the stage show.
Really?
Yes, where they had...
The actual guy?
Yes.
That's where he started out.
We got a special guest tonight, everyone.
He was moonlighting from a dictator to just...
I failed as a painter. I failed as an actor now. Now the Jews are getting it.
Makes sense with Hollywood.
I think that it was... the show would open with a clip of Hitler dubbed as in Yiddish or something like that. It was a very surreal tone just to open up. But yes, it was. Yes, but yeah. Also, that this is also surprising. That is fairly apolitical.
Yeah.
Despite the
Well,
anarchy.
like you said, even references of any kind, it's pretty much devoid of.
It's all, any reference is in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or about Hollywood.
Let me go! I can't stand it! I can't stand it! I can't stand it any longer! You can't stand what? This!
Cut! Hold the cameras, save the steam, save the flame. This is impossible.
What's the matter?
We can't shoot this kind of stuff.
Why not?
This is Hellzapoppin.
Chickens, horses, tic-tac-toe. Pictures are different. You gotta have a story.
Story. Crazy, come on.
Boys, put your careers in the palm of my hand.
Oscar! Oscar!
Will someone stop that woman from yelling Oscar?
Oscar!
Will someone please stop that woman from yelling Oscar? Thank you. Thank you very much.
I remember that one of the first times, if not the first time we watched this, a joke that struck me was when the woman is yelling for Oscar.
Yes.
And so would someone please stop yelling? Get
Yes.
that woman to stop yelling Oscar. Would someone please get that woman to stop yelling Oscar? And you hear the gunshot. I was thought hilarious. My question is that for its time very...
Even more so than that, the cameraman
Who kills himself.
How much longer do I have to put up with this?
Until we finish this picture.
How long?
Until we finish this picture.
Oh, no! Okay, send for another cameraman.
Yes, is that rugged for the time?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
explicit, like very...
Yes, the only thing that makes it more comedic and less dramatic than that is that in both instances, after the shot, there is a dismissal and a reaction. For the woman, there is a thank you, and for the cameraman is, okay, get me another cameraman. It's completely disregarded. There is not...
Keep it moving, don't have time to
Yeah,
throw
if
it.
you had even just a slight pause...
It becomes too real.
Yes. Instead, over there, it's just like, do this, pump, reaction, and reaction.
She also comes back, though, the Oscar yelling woman.
The Oscar,
Yes?
yeah, she goes pretty much...
Okay, no more interruptions.
Mrs. Jones! Mrs. Jones! Mrs. Jones! Oscar! Oscar!
The movie has, when I was saying it breaks the fourth and even the fifth wall, it starts in, and this is may take aback a few people, because a long time ago, this is story time, a long time ago, when you were going to the movie theater, remember that time? There was a guy called the projectionist who would load up a film into a projector. The movie starts in the projection booth of the theater that is projecting Hellzapoppin. And the actors from Hellzapoppin oftentimes have arguments with the...
And who is that projector, man?
That projector is no less than Champ Howard.
This is a fine pickle, Billy. 15 years I've been running these pictures, and now all of a sudden I gotta be an actor.
The two protagonists are Ole Olsen and Chick Johnson, who are a comedy team from the vaudeville era. They did a few movies, this one being, of course, the most important, and still is incredibly hard to find.
This is?
Yes.
How did you get these two?
I'm Italian.
Did you bring the moon?
Moon.
Snow.
Snow.
One canary. Hey, where's the canary?
In the cat.
One very important point in the movie. There is probably one of the best dance numbers in the movie, Lindy Hop, I think it was considered that style, performed by 10 superlative dancers, all of color. And the scene is shot in a way that, unfortunately, it could have been cut from certain reels of the movie, so when it was played in areas where that could have been, let's say, problematic.
We don't want to see black people having a good time.
Exactly. So there is one joke when you see them bringing the instrument. They say,
"Hey, better put that violin on a diet."
But then the whole Lindy Hop dance, which is, once again, spectacular.
One of the highlights of the movie.
Yes. It was done in a way that if they wanted, they could cut it. It was not in the show, and that's why the first line that they say after they see it is,
Wow, too bad they're not in the show. Put them in the next one.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because like I said, I wanted to know, again, the whole mind-blowingness of the timeline. 1941 seemed very revolutionary and uncommon to have that many black performers, artists on screen.
And it's the only black actor's performance in the whole movie.
Hammered home by the fact that, yes, everyone else is white. So that was kind of radical for the time.
Yes.
Hence the fact that they were like, I'm going to cut that out.
And they still got to portray them as
the help.
Maids.
Yes, and in fact, there was also another thing.
Cooks.
Usually in other movies, sometimes there were Lindy Hop numbers.
Sorry, Lindy Hop?
I think it's called Lindy Hop.
That's the dance genre?
Yes. I may be completely off, but I'm 82%.
Spell it.
Right. L as in Lindy.
You're supposed to say IT.
I as in Indy. Oh, sorry.
What a story, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
In the movies where there were these numbers, usually the male dancers were in a tux or something akin of a tux, and the ladies were in very nice spiffy dresses. Here, even more revolutionary, they are dressed as the jobs that sadly people of color could actually get back then. So there is a cook, there is a couple of waitresses, and so they went the distance in conceiving the whole thing.
Because the whole idea is them kind of jamming and having a good time.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Having to run back to their jobs
Exactly.
and they realize they've
And
spotted.
Once the white man comes back.
Yes. which is incredibly sad to say this because, well, there's this thing called racism that
still hasn't gone away.
Yes, apparently
Still
not.
here.
But it is a fantastic
it's a highlight
number.
of the movie.
It's spectacular.
And it's funny because it starts off. I noticed that both of us, not him, because he would never in a million years move his body to music.
I can't even listen to background music.
But both of us were bobbing along
Yeah,
to when the
absolutely.
groove starts, and then all of a sudden they just come in and the dancing, like you said, they're not wearing knee pads, and my
No.
God, the flips and the.
Are they wearing hockey pads?
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Pads.
Pads. He says pads or pants?
I don't think he say pants.
Of course not.
What are you talking about?
The Dark Knight line? It's in the Dark Knight when
It doesn't matter.
The imitations are helping him fight. You know that when Batman jumps down the parking garage thing and lands on the car?
What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Which, I'm not going to lie, I thought was pants, but I guess it doesn't make sense. Hockey pads. So anyway, the white man is horrible.
Yes, I will probably put it somewhere, but in the poster for Hellzapoppin, the movie, on a side there is a drawing of the Lindy Hop dancers, but they're white.
Ugh, gross, man.
White face or white?
They're just like they're full figure, but clearly they're white people. They're two white individuals. Yeah.
There's a little thing back there and it goes like that.
Is it because this one word? Wouldn't hell be deemed unfit for a title back in the day?
Interesting question. He's got better questions than me today.
In fact, apparently, but once again, don't quote me on this, but apparently when they founded that Carnival Fair, it was Hellzapoppin with one L.
I don't like that.
And since then they had actual hell,
Want to adapt it to hell.
they added the double L, but of course it's it's not as Zapopping is something.
But then again, hell doesn't even play a prominent role throughout the film.
No, but in
Just an
general,
opening.
it's-
And I assume the intro was made after the name was acquired for the film.
probably I think so. Yes.
Here come our prize guests.
That's the first taxi driver that ever went straight where I told him to.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Just clear my nose.
Oh, but yes, it gives it has become a kind of like a synonym of chaos and again this anarchic sense of humor or nobody in charge of what is going on.
Yeah. It's very weird. You think this would have some sort of a renaissance of people
Yes.
discovering it and be like,
Yes.
holy shit. Like we said, it just seems so fresh and modern and just absurd that you think people would just...
Pulling the screen. You know, I meant to bring this up. This is almost like a time travel movie because when the guys are pulling the frame down, or they first steady the frame,
Yes.
and then they move. I'm like, I feel like I'm seeing time travel. It's just like anachronistic. Like, how is this a black and white 40s movie and you're...
Al?
Just a moment, Woody. We're having a little trouble with this film.
That Louie again.
Hey, Louie, will you keep your mind on your work?
Will you get away from this? Oh, don't tell me what to do!
Oh, boy, I'm getting a little seasick.
So am I.
Hey, maybe we can handle this ourselves. Give me a hand here. Up.
A little further. It's got it.
That's it.
I guess it's stupid to say it, but even just the commentary on the medium seems ahead of the time, even though it's been
no,
it was at this point it was around for 30
Few years, yes.
I mean, but when everything switched over to talkies, like 30s?
Yeah, give or take.
Man, if they got this many jokes out of using another medium, imagine if they used another large.
And even thinking about how people had to adapt to television and learn how to kind of adapt things to
I said if they got this many
timelines, it's just crazy to see someone dissect it like this.
Yes.
Make it so funny and also so gettable.
Well, I as I said to you during it, I thought of the entire Spaceballs, the movie, put it in.
Try here. Stop.
happened in the movie?
Now. You're looking at now, sir. Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
When will then be now?
Soon.
It almost makes it seem antiquated, like, Mel, you're a genius, but you were 40 years late.
Yes.
That's better. Now put on our picture. Come on, come on. That's it. Where are we?
Over further.
There we are.
Hold it.
Relatives. I'd have that half-wit fart if he wasn't your cousin.
My cousin? I thought he was your cousin.
He said
Well, that's
that...
what he told me.
Oh, he did he?
Hey, you guys gonna stand out there all day? Oh, a wise guy, huh?
Listen, you big chump, lay off of this little chump.
Who's a little chump? You're a barrel-waisted weasel. That's different. Let's go. Just wait till this picture's over.
What I do want to do is I feel like we're getting towards the wrap-up, but I
Yes.
would like to highlight, because I think you said it was your favorite joke. You almost agreed, and I think it really is indicative of how stellar the sense of humor is, where he's on the phone in the beginning, he's going,
Hello? Yeah? That's bad. That's good. That's good. That's bad.
Hey.
That's good.
Hey.
That's good.
Hey.
That's bad.
Hey, what are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
I'm helping her sort a box of strawberries.
I don't even if we don't say anything about it, I just want to highlight that, because that is such
That's
an
my favorite fucking
awesome joke. And I think the best thing about it is you would never expect that punchline.
No.
Yes.
Ever
No.
in a million years. So when it hits, it's just exactly what a punchline is supposed to do.
Yes.
Would never see that coming.
And
follow that up.
it's amazing because it's constructed fantastically, but he says it so casually, and so I'm not saying a joke. I'm just
Yes.
saying things. Whereas sometimes you see comics
Might ham it up.
exactly, and
Oh,
instead he
Melvin
just,
picked her a box of strawberries.
yeah, he is, and his delivery oftentimes is like that, and he works beautifully
Yeah.
because of that.
Also, the generality of just good, bad,
Yes.
as opposed to, oh, it's a little brown. Okay, no, that's not probably
Right.
throw it away, you know. Yeah, that's great.
But it's
Let's watch this movie again right now.
Did you get King Tut's skull?
There.
Check. What's that?
It's King Tut when he was a little boy.
And this is, I
in
think,
love today.
of a handful of movies where I've actually had to tell people, like, no, you got to watch this.
Yes.
You have to see this. You want to tell people about it. I think because it's so unknown, and it's because it's so old and seems to be just right up all of our alleys of comedy.
Yes.
And it just, like I said, the fact that no one really knows about it, and as you said, it's kind of hard to find, that the fact that I haven't immortalized this with some sort of special edition release.
So hopefully those who know, but you, everybody go see it. Can you find it just searching Amazon, a DVD copy?
I think that there is a decent version on YouTube now.
Okay. So even easier for you cheapskates out there, please watch Hellzapoppin.
Yes.
If nothing else, it's kind of objectively an insane moment in the history of film comedy.
Absolutely.
I'm very, very sorry to interrupt at this time, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a very urgent call for Mr. Robert T. McChesney. Robert T. McChesney. Go to your home immediately. You have become the father of twins. Robert T. McChesney.
What am I running for? My name's Miller.
Now to the wastebasket.
Start with Mateo. That's you.
Yes, I'm not doing anything. To me, is what a movie, what a comedy should be, with everything. So I'm not gonna throw not even an infinitesimal part of.
You know what? I agree. Absolutely flawless, entertaining, overstuffed but not grating, entertaining, zany, true to its spirit, goddamn near anachronistic in how ahead of its time it is, influential, landmark. Even as much as I hate that it's unknown, it kind of even makes it cooler on some stupid hipster shit. So I agree with Mateo. I'm not throwing even a speck of paper, and I think we might have a unanimous.
No, but close.
Okay.
For the musical.
Yeah, you
for the musical number at the end, I'm going to throw 1/26th of a piece of paper, and slightly because it seems, not that it seems long at all for a movie length, but it seems something like we've always said with the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, taking something that's 11 minutes on TV and adapting it to a movie format of an hour and a half. It seems a little bit long to drag on, and you have that really condensed musical number at the end, which while there's still comedy going on, it's just a lot of fucking singing. A lot of white people on stage singing.
Yes.
So for
a lot
that,
of dudes.
I will give it 1/26th.
MaJaMa.
So that I think that may make Hellzapoppin the highest rated we've ever done so far, whether it be with these episodes that'll go up or the trial episodes. I feel like this might be the most beloved in the short history of MaJaMa Jams, rightfully so. So once again, I will finish by saying, please, if you're watching this and you have even a middling interest, go check it out. Mateo says it's on YouTube. You can maybe find a DVD copy.
You know, I'd easily put this in my top 10 and maybe even top 5.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I think it, like, discovering it with you was such a, like, a holy shit, what the, like, I remember the first time, the utter shock of, wait, what the fuck are we watching?
Like I said, the gunshot, when they just blow away the, can someone shut up that woman yelling Oscar?
And once again,
they shoot her.
take this and redo the exact same thing nowadays, be like, oh, okay, this is funny, this is good, but I think on top of just it being the birth of so many of these jokes and gags, seeing it set in a different time period or from its time period, it just was amazing and just mind-blowing to see at the time. So yes, I think it would easily rise to the ranks of one of my tops. It's very much a live-action cartoon.
Yes. Yes.
Just like Hitch. Oh, I meant to say Hancock, which is still not the most obvious joke. You know what? That's...
I didn't get
Hitch. I don't know. I guess it was supposed to be something about the bad CGI.
In Hancock?
Yeah. You know what? I really failed.
Write your comments down below.
Write a better joke than Jason. It's not difficult.
Flawless.
Yes, nobody
Flawless
noticed.
timing.
You were on the
Three
ball.
of us are like a vaudevillian team.
Yes, we work like a quartet.